What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today. We got a double dose for the boys. And for the Whiskey Gins fans, come see your boy live. I am on tour, friends, right now, tonight. As of right now, I'm in Grand Rapids. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be Detroit, Michigan. Love Michigan. Come out and see me. Then I tour internationally. Me and Bobby go down under. And if you're down under, go to badfriendspod.com. You can see us on the road. We're playing all over Australia, New Zealand, and then Singapore. Then I'm back, and I'm doing a ton of dates. Go to andrewsantino.com. I'm all over the place when I get back. I do New Orleans and North Carolina and San Antonio and Chicago and San Diego and Minneapolis and San Francisco and Boston. We keep adding dates. Go to andrewsantino.com for those tickets, andrewsantino.com.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
You guys were so much fun.
I loved it, man.
I couldn't believe what you guys do at your show.
Well, it's it's ridiculous.
it's just so it's combative and there's it feels like a WWE event.
Yeah, it is Raw. It's Friday Night Raw. Well, I don't know if you know this. If we told you this, when we did Vegas, Bobby for a year, was it a calendar year? Is that what it is? Banned from MGM. Was it a year?
What did
is that
he
what
do?
it was?
Probably around there.
Around a year.
What did he do?
So this is the funny thing about Las Vegas is, your nudity is legal in Las Vegas, but only in venues where it's approved. It's funny. Vegas is actually really, really stingy about prostitution is illegal in the city of Las Vegas, legal in Nevada, illegal in Las Vegas County.
Oh,
So you can go outside of it. That's why there's brothels outside of it, like way outside of it. But in the actual city, it's illegal. So nudity in these venues, big no-no, unless it's a part of the program. It's been sold that way. Also, they have the legal rights to do it. So they said, you cannot show any body part. Bobby traditionally loves showing his butthole. That's a huge bit for him. It crushes. They said, do not show anything. Within the first, 10 minutes on stage, opens up his butt to the crowd.
I think it wasn't the full hole, but it was gray area.
But is he washing his ass?
It's
you
very
know what I mean?
clean. It's very clean.
I hope so.
No.
How do you know it's very clean?
Because we all see it constantly.
No.
Seeing
Stick to
and
this.
smelling
This is
are-
smart. How do you know how clean
Yeah.
Bobby's ass is?
Yeah. Do we have to do a check? Okay, get out
A
there.
little sniff check?
Yeah.
I need to introduce you guys first before we continue, but this can be in the show as well because I love you so much and we just like to chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people. I don't know if I said it for all my guests, but I mean him once again today. It's a double down. It's a 2-for-1. It's Matteo Lane and Nick Smith from their beautiful, emerging, ascending podcast. I
Never
liked you.
Which is we do 15 minutes.
That's it?
That's it.
That's
We
it.
do 7
In and
episodes in
out.
a day. We're good for a month and a half. We move on with our
Well,
lives.
here's what's beautiful about it, though. The clips that I see, and I commented about
knows
you.
nothing.
Seriously?
Nothing.
Carries the show.
Yeah, of course. But a bit, but from his lack of knowledge. Nick,
And from my stellar personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
actually, I know nothing either. We just did a spelling bee the other
I was
day,
gonna
and
say,
I don't know how to
you're
spell
as
it.
much of an
I know
idiot
nothing.
as I am.
But here's the deal. The reason the rhythm works is because Nick has the looks and the style and the kind of the accoutrement, if you will, like it's all the fixins. And you set it up. You're the caterer.
You're just there. You're just there.
You brought the tablecloth and all of the utensils.
I don't disagree. I really don't disagree on that.
Tell me the name though. It's so brilliant. Who?
Well, it started. I mean, we play. This is gonna keep falling. Wait, how do I tighten it?
Just don't worry. Honestly, don't
Okay.
worry about it. It's never gonna matter.
We've been doing YouTube videos for a few years.
So our first one that really blew up was we went to the Olive Garden together.
I know. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and his plates kept falling, and Nick was like, "Jesus Christ, we're in World War III." And
Who's that an impression of, really, though?
Nick.
That's your Liza.
Oh, well,
There it is.
I love a lasagna fritter. It's wonderful.
It's so good.
But then we're like, well, we should just do a podcast together. But I'm not someone who can sit and I'm not good at you're very good at stand up and hosting podcast. I can't do both.
What do you mean you do both? You've done both for so long.
No, but 15 minutes. But our conversations on the phone run 15
we
minutes.
talk 7 times a day already. We were doing all these YouTube videos. We had this combative love-hate relationship. So then we were like,
Hate.
well, why don't we just fucking film our phone conversations?
So that's it. And we just took one topic, and we're like, okay, today we're going to talk about, I don't know, clouds, and then that's it. We just go 15 minutes and see what happens.
You don't do any research though at all. This is all
Under no
Under
circumstance.
Right.
no
No.
circumstance.
Wonderful.
Does it sound like we do research?
No.
No, but that's what makes it so good.
Yeah. But also, I just don't, I'm like, 15 minutes, that's all I can do.
Yeah, but
Touring
but
and
it's
writing.
but it's
and-
enough. It's enough. You're getting enough in a short amount of time that it doesn't really matter. You don't feel like you need to do more anyway.
Yeah, because about 15 minutes, like, I talked to Evan Williams a lot, and Evan Williams after,
What does he
like...
sound like?
What's up, man? What's going on, man? Whew. You know, I think it's great, man. It's good. It's good.
I love this. For people that don't know, you have to look up. He does a lot of great sketches where he will do kind of like a
Hi, sir.
yeah, but he does a lot of his stuff emulates Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. What's wrong with me? Who did Lock,
Oh,
Stock?
that was by the wonderful.
What's the name of the
Gene
guy that did
Kelly.
Lock, Stock? Why can't I think of his name? What's the British director?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh,
Guy
Guy
Ritchie.
Ritchie. Yeah, that's what he does.
He does a very Guy Ritchie like, and he's like, "We got to get to the bank, man," and he'll switch to him in the back seat. Yeah, he's the best sober guy I know of doing the impression of the old days of the Coke guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's so keen at. Some people like try to do a drunk impression, and you're like, "That's not good. That's not what you're."
I
like
don't have to do an impression. It just kind of lingers.
She just lives.
She just lives it.
Evan gave you advice though. What did he say? He's like, "Don't worry about it, man."
Oh
Here,
no!
tighten
Well,
it.
him and I, when we talk, our conversations usually run out after like 15 minutes. We're like, I go, "All right, Evan, I think we're done here. I don't have anything else to hear you, but yeah, man, it's that time. It's that time, man. Okay, yeah, okay, man. I'll talk to you later, man."
Does he open for you still?
No, he's too busy filming and stuff.
He's doing his own
My
thing.
Oprah. I usually bring like Amina Imani, Sydney Washington.
What was the first
Jay
one?
Jordan,
Caitlin Palufo.
Amina Imani, Caitlin Palufo,
Very
Maddie,
fun. So funny. Caitlin's
River
so
Butcher just
funny.
opened for me. He came out to
Nice.
Ohio and opened for me. He
The
was
first one though, Maximini. That's who it was.
Amina Imani. You would love Amina. Amina is fucking.
good time.
She's a good time.
How did
She's
you?
really
how-
fucking
now,
funny.
You cycle through. You don't do stand up though.
I do.
You do,
He
but
just-
why?
he
But,
just
but you would
started.
never go together.
I've opened for him.
You have,
He just started doing. I said.
And
you-
then it's a letdown for the audience when
always
he comes out.
They're
right?
just-
Because it's your tough.
I really get him up, and
You
then
get
they're
him
like,
going.
"Oh, bring Nick back out."
Right.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
ever get a boo when you come out after Nick is on?
Usually, yeah. Usually,
Just from me off
It's like that
stage.
episode in The Simpsons where like, and now the world's second greatest band, and they're playing, they're all booing. She goes, "Why would they come to boo us?" He's been doing stand up for like 7 months, but I force him. I said, "You can't do anything but open mics. You got to go to open mics every single night."
Because you don't want to give him the golden ticket. Is that what it is?
But also too, like that's where
Yeah,
that's
you cut
where
your
it
teeth.
happens.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
But what if he's better than that thing? And
Me?
you're the thing
Not
I'm
what
talking
if.
about. Yeah.
He's already
living it.
surpassed
Because
me.
We're
he's better
living
than
it.
the thing.
Right.
No, but are you saying like you don't want to set him up too good to do just these big huge shows? You want him to get
I let him come do like 4 or 5
I was
every once in a while
because
we have a
friend
po-
Bob the drag queen. They let me
Yeah.
do 5 minutes.
I know Bob
I'm
the
not
drag
doing.
queen.
I'm
So-
not doing 20 minutes.
Sure,
Like,
sure,
I'm-
sure.
But also too, Nick's doing great. He's naturally very funny. He's performed his whole life, so it's a kind of natural soliloquy into doing stand up. But I said, okay, you can do a tight 5. You know, we have a podcast together. The audience is really excited to see you.
Yeah.
Go do 5 minutes. Go see how it feels.
Well, that's what makes it easier. Is the audience knows me.
Yeah,
They
they're
do
already
lose
in.
it when he walks out.
Have you ever had a set so good on his show that you think maybe it's time to switch?
I'm ready to be replaced at
I
any
mean,
minute.
I think that every day of
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Like,
You
I-
are the real star.
Once
You
I got my
are.
hair, I was like, take me. Take me. I don't give a shit. This plane's going down. I'm going down with a great hairline.
A good face too. A kid's got a good face.
All
You
right,
say
let's-
that. Well, he does have a good face. He does. Well, he's more my type. I am just. Like.
We would have good sex.
Here's the deal.
Isn't it? You know him for a long time.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that in this dynamic he's the straight one?
Yeah, that is it. But he can fool. Like if I brought him home, my dad would be like, "This guy loved this fucking guy. Who's this guy?" Football
Straights
guy?
love him.
Yeah, football guy. Is this a football guy that you
He
remember?
can do
I'm like,
impressions.
I can do Liza Minnelli singing God Bless America at the halftime show, but I don't know anything about football.
Yeah, but you can pretend.
I don't know that I could. Well, baseball I could because my Uncle Mike used to take us to Comiskey, so we'd go to the White Sox games all the time. So actually, in a baseball environment, I'm comfortable. I know what's going on because I was forced into submission.
But
by my
outside of
Uncle
that,
Mike.
no other sports.
No, I mean, wrestling in high school made me so uncomfortable.
Oh, wow.
They're just so hot, and I was like,
yeah,
"Ah!"
what a tough time you had.
I mean, can you? I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even be around it.
Hey, coach, Matteo wants to go back to the locker room now. And then
Again.
he just says we got to keep going back in between. Is that true? In between matches?
I didn't say I did wrestling, but my cousin Michael was a wrestler, and so we'd have to like go to his like wrestling games. I was like, I can't be around this. Like, this is too overwhelming right now.
Yeah.
That'd be like you in high school, and like these hot girls are in like spandex, like rubbing up on each other. I couldn't handle it.
Well,
Then I went to art school.
I
where
took
there were no sports.
I took a job at the YMCA as I lied on the application to say that I was a lifeguard certified because this girl Laura that I had a huge crush on worked there as a lifeguard, and I went there just to work to like see her.
Did you end up dating?
No, God, no. I've looked like this my whole life. She was gorgeous.
looking. What are you talking about?
But she was so like cool and pretty, and she like worked with kids. She did all that shit where you're like, this bitch is perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to tell me twice. I get it.
Nick's from a town of like 300 people. His dad is the mayor, and they grew up next to a meth house.
Is your dad really the mayor?
He is.
Or like a local, or actually the mayor?
The mayor of our
Oh
town.
my
Yeah,
God.
I mean, the town is literally 750
What is the
people.
town? Can we know or no?
New Milford, Pennsylvania.
New Milford, Penn. What's that like?
Half is my family. That's why he's the mayor.
Right. Okay. Was this? I mean, okay. Look, growing up in a tiny town, how quickly did you know you needed to get out?
I always knew, even from when I was really little, that I would get out, and no one really fought me on it.
Yeah, they were like, "You got to get out."
They're
of
all
here.
like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
The only person that was devastated when Nick came out was his girlfriend at the time.
The only one that didn't know. She was blind.
Oh, sweet girl, sweet. You were with him. Nick was with a mute for a couple of years.
It was Helen Keller, actually.
You were dating a
Terry
girl when you
Schiavo.
came out.
No, we had broken up, and then I went to college, and I came back from college, and I was like, "Remember when we met in musicals?"
Guess what?
Guess
She was
what?
like
Don't you think she
weeping.
knows? See, in high school, I feel like we all knew, and I feel like the girl knew, but didn't care enough to break it up because it was probably such a good, healthy relationship.
Right, and we were
Yeah.
young and
Yeah, who
kids and
cares?
in high school, so like,
And singing together.
right.
You didn't date a lot of women, though.
Just one girl, Francesca. Poor Francesca. She's married with a kid and has a pit bull. But yeah,
But you dated. You didn't do anything with her.
we didn't do anything really. We'd make out every once
She
in a
lives in the
while.
Bronx. Where does she live?
She lives. No, she's in Chicago.
Is she?
She's still in Chicago. Yeah, we worked at
never
the
left.
Mount Prospect Michael's Arts and Crafts together. I was fired. And
Why? Why were you fired?
Well, I was stealing.
Yeah,
and
what am I talking about?
We would also do this thing. They, if you ever worked in retail, they did something called returns, right? So like they come up with a cart and they're like, "Hey, this is all the stuff you have to put back in their place." But me and Adam, the front end supervisor, didn't want to like spend an hour trying to put everything back. We wanted to go drink.
Yeah.
So we would say, "Do you want to do returns or returns?" So we'd wink. We would bag it up, take it to the back, and throw it out, and say, "Done." And we would go home.
You are the reason for the collapse of Michael's.
I mean, that one's down.
Literally.
That Michael's is gone. That
That's
Michael's
you.
no longer exists. Yeah, I did my work. My friend Mike Grosskopf and I we're taking this from the inside out.
Yeah, you took it down.
Yeah, our manager, Mary something, she used to, in
Rest in
July,
peace, Mary.
she would,
There's no way she's not dead.
She used to drive a Jeep and she would have giant scarves in the middle of the summer, like July and, Chicago in the
Yeah.
summer. And she's like, "It's so cold in here." We're like, "Oh, you just have hickeys all over your neck."
The Michael's lady.
The Michael's lady.
The hickied up manager of Michael's.
Yeah.
What's your shittiest job?
Pizza
Oh my
Hut.
God, tell him about
Pizza Hut?
Tell him.
It
Nick.
was honestly the best 2 summers of my life.
Tell 'em the
My
first day of work.
Day of work.
Yeah.
I showed up. Mind you, I had to drive 40 minutes there, so I didn't even make enough to pay for the gas. But it's one of my favorite restaurants, and it was a sit-down Pizza Hut.
The original.
The
I mean,
original.
I don't know how old you are, but and it doesn't matter because you're not allowed to ask. But in high school, the sit-down Pizza Hut was a hangout, a drug drop,
Mm-hmm.
like a hookup spot. Those are all fucking gone. They don't.
All
they
gone.
don't.
It's a car wash now.
What a crock of shit. Okay, so go ahead.
So it was a sit-down restaurant, buffet, the whole shebang, all the red cups, the Tiffany lights, the dream.
the love.
So I go and I show up, and my manager at the time, who was a larger woman, very nice, had 3.5 teeth. super nice. Let's call her Sarah and not by her real name. So she shows up, she's showing me around, and we get to the back, and it's before everything's opened. And we'll call him Joe, was back there getting the dough ready. And she goes, "Oh, Nick, you know, this is Joe. He's the delivery guy and the prep cook." And he goes, hey, and you met Cum Dumpster over there. And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Joe, it's true." That's when I knew it was going to be the best summer of my life. You can't beat it.
Was Joe and Sarah hooking up at all? Or was this just a playful, good old-fashioned work restaurant love? Yeah.
Good
This is just a
work
relationship.
love. They've
Yeah,
been
work
working
love.
there for years.
That's my work wife, my cum dumpster.
Joe, I think,
Joe.
was
Joe.
fucking
True.
another one.
Yeah, he was. So for sure.
And I can't remember her name, but they would fuck on the prep station
Jesus.
after hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Pizza Hut. That's
Pizza Hut.
That's
The Hut.
Pizza Hut.
And
That's
you know
the
who
Hut,
was a
baby.
silent partner at that time?
Huh.
Shaq.
Shaq owned Pizza Hut?
He was a silent partner.
Oh, wow.
And now he's a silent partner for...
He's one of the, I know, he's something huge, right? Oh, maybe a bunch of Jimmy John, or not.
But it's another pizza chain.
Oh, it's pizza. What does Shaq own? No, it's funny. Someone else said this. He owns like a ton of franchise restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
He invests in like Cane's.
He's
Chick-
like silent partners of a lot of
smart
things.
man, dude.
He just has a ton of money.
What is
Papa
it?
John's.
Papa John's.
He has
That's
a
what-
Shaq-a-roni extra large pizza.
Excuse me?
Shaq-a-roni.
Shaq-a-roni extra
Wow,
large
they
pizza.
just threw our
We
people
gotta
down the
try
toilet. God damn, Shaq-a-roni. His favorite restaurant's the Olive Garden, so we brought my
Love it.
friend Francesco De
I knew I
Carlo
liked
from
you.
Italy to the. He's a really funny comic, Francesco. You should look him up. So we went. He never had it before, and then Nick goes. He goes. This is. And Nick goes, appropriation. He goes, no, it's not appropriation because they steal nothing.
Olive Garden is the best. My dad, who I showed you a
best.
photo of, every single year. At first, it was a bit, and then now for any occasion, whether it's like a birthday, Father's Day, Christmas, we get him a $100 gift card to Olive Garden. And at the beginning, it was like a good joke. But my father, it's like the best. He's like, I love that so very much. Because he goes by himself, he sits, he reads, and he just eats unlimited breadsticks.
Breadsticks and salad.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's like his favorite little Tuesday activity. He's like, I really
great.
like that you give that to me.
What kind of Italian is your dad?
No, he's first of all, that's my stepdad. He's not Italian. He's white.
Yeah.
He's full white guy, Southern.
Yeah, he's not like us.
He's not like you. No. Not like you. Fresh off the boat. Who, Matteo? Off the boat, Matteo?
Both of us. We're right off the boat.
You're right off the boat.
Pilgrim.
I am gonna.
Italian.
Yeah,
I do
dirty
wanna,
Italian.
I do want to bring Nick to Italy just so he could see it. I just don't know. He'd be in a giant sun hat.
I'd thrive.
He wears really, really big sun hats because he doesn't want the sun hitting him. And
Well, he's porcelain. That's porcelain over there. This is going to be bad when you're older.
but I'm
When
not.
he's
I have
older.
no color right now. This is my
Baby,
natural
we're there.
color.
I know, but when I see you after you've been on vacation, you
Yeah, I'm
crisp up.
very dark.
You
I
crisp
turn-
up.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
I know, but I'm also part Mexican, so I feel like my skin can handle
You
it.
are?
That's not how
Yeah,
that
my
works.
grandpa's Mexican.
Ugh, lose my number. I had no idea. I thought it was all Italian. I'm so
no,
upset.
no. I'm also part Mexican.
Part Mexican.
I know. I
And
didn't know.
Irish.
Oh, yeah. I never got to
And
tell you
Irish?
this.
Oh, yeah.
I never got to tell you this story.
Uh-uh.
My grandpa. I've said this a couple of times. My grandpa, who's Mexican, had 5 kids with my nonna, my grandma, and then at the same time had 5 kids with another woman and named them all the same name so he didn't confuse them.
What?
And then my grandma divorced
far away was the
him.
town?
Mexico.
No. This is in
Oh.
Chicago.
So there's one side of the city and the other side of the city is... Wow.
And then my Mexican family just reached out to me because they heard that story. I said it on Mike Birbiglia's podcast, and they were like, "Hi, this is so and so. I'm Mateo's second cousin, and we're still here." And
No
da-da-da."
way.
So I might reach out to him and finally make all the connection to my Mexican family.
Wow,
Because I have pictures of my family in Mexico. My grandpa, my mom, and him reconciled before he passed, and I was a kid, and his name was Joaquin, and so he sent us all these books like, "Hey, here's all of our family in Mexico." So it's just all these Mexicans, and I have no idea who they are. So I can finally be like, okay, who's who? Who are my
Wow.
cousins? Who are my aunts? Who are my uncles? Like,
Having a secondary family in this... I mean, that's like the effort is insane.
I know.
Dedication.
That's
2 Joaquins,
dedication.
2 Lisas. Yeah, so crazy.
Wow. And your mother at some point, they made up, so it was all good.
Yeah, my mom when she was 30, because my grandma remarried a Sicilian. My grandma's already Italian, so she remarried a Sicilian. So I grew up with an Italian culture,
Right.
but I am part Mexican. And then my mom was like obviously upset about it. Her dad just left when she was 10.
Yeah.
So when she was 30, she's like, "Fuck it, I'm finding him," and they did. And he admitted to everything.
Wow.
Everything. At one point too, because my grandma obviously didn't want my grandpa back in their life, so she was like, "He wanted me to abort you and this and that." And my mom asked me, he goes, "Yeah, that's true."
Whoa.
He goes, "I did. I asked her to abort you and da da da."
Did anyone ask your mom to abort you?
No. My dad did get a vasectomy right after I was born, though, so...
That's that.
Because my Aunt Lisa said it. My Aunt Lisa saw a photo of me. You know Italian women. My Aunt Lisa saw a photo of me. She goes, the mistake. I'll never forget that.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, I'm here to tell you about HUEL. Busy mornings, late nights, working through lunch. This happens all the time. Happened to me today. Life doesn't always leave room for a complete balanced meal. That's where HUEL comes in. This podcast is sponsored by HUEL, spelled HUEL. My friends, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand. It's a complete meal in seconds. Just grab it, sip it, and go. No more skipped meals. Don't do that. Or unfilling snacks. Just gross nonsense you're filling your stuff up with. HUEL makes it easy with nutrition that fits your life. And right now, you can try it with my exclusive offer for you. 15% off with the code WHISKEY at HUEL.com. Fuel up the easy way with HUEL today. This stuff's great. It's got 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and 6 grams of fiber. Keep yourself balanced. And these things taste delicious, by the way. The vanilla one is one of my favorites. The chocolate, you know I like chocolate, okay? What can I say? Peanut butter loves this chocolate. But they do taste so good. And they're ready to drink, ready to go. And here's the best part about them. They're simple, and they don't do the thing that a lot of these kind of things do, where they just taste a little chalky or kind of separated. This is non-GMO and it's plant-based, and it is so delicious. Take the leap with me and try HUEL and fuel your day. That's 15% off with the code WHISKEY at HUEL, HUEL.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with HUEL. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Hey guys, here to tell you about MANDO. MANDO full body deodorant. It's incredible. It is 100% natural, fragrance oil-free, organic, dermatologist recommended, which you know I need as a pale-skinned gingy boy with sensitive skin. I'm a little peach. I definitely need something that is easy on the skin and smells good and lasts a very long time, which MANDO does. Okay, I'm sure you've heard us talking about it before. The whole body deodorant you've heard over and over and over. And yes, it is whole body. It controls odor for 72 hours. Clinically proven. Science backed it up. And you can put it everywhere. I put it on my gooch, my grundle, my nifkin, my nether regions, my no-fly zone. Okay, it is the best. And it smells so good. My favorite is Mount Fuji, and maybe that's my attachment to Bobby Lee. Okay, I love stuff like that. The Pro Sport does smell good, and so does the Bourbon Leather. But I'm a big fan of the Mount Fuji, the Deo stick. But they've also got the cream tube, the body wash, and the cleansing bar, and the deodorant wipes. I can't recommend this product enough. It does smell so very good, and it lasts a very long time. If you're ready to take the upgrade to MANDO, special offers, new customers get $5 off MANDO's best-selling starter pack with the code WHISKEY at shopmando.com. You heard it right. That is whiskey, that code, all right? Shopmando.com, shopmando.com. You're going to get $5 off as a new customer for Mando's best-selling starter pack with the code whiskey. Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I got a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use that code whiskey at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Meanwhile, your parents are still together.
They are still together.
I know. I can feel it. You know why? Because you glow. You glow.
Well, that's the skin.
Oh, that is. Okay, that's what it is. Well, because we're dim. We're dim. We're children of shattered.
I think all Italians are dim.
Yeah, they're broken. The families are always broken up.
Yeah.
They're always shattered. Something bad went down. My dad, for your reference, was in prison when I was a kid, pretty much my whole childhood. So it's kind of like the shattering of that makes us kind of these just cynical assholes.
Yeah, I remember when I was little, we were doing like a family tree. And then you have to say, like, I'm such and such, what does that mean? So, like, if you were Russian or whatever. So I just said, I'm Italian, so what does that mean? I'm in 3rd grade. I call my grandma. I'm like, hey, Nonna. what does it mean to be Italian? Thinking she's going to say, like, family, food. She goes, when everything's going well, something bad's going to happen. So I wrote that down. Now that everything's going well, something bad's going to happen. And then I said it in class, third grade.
But it was real.
Of course it's
That's
real.
how they all. That is. And I'm Irish. I'm Irish and Italian. Irish are the worst because they don't share anything to each other. They don't talk about anything.
I wish Italians didn't share with each other.
Yeah, but it's even worse because then you find out all the terrible shit years later, and on top of that, they're also waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
So that's even. At least the Italians are loud about it. They wear it out loud.
Yeah.
Like like going to dinner when I was a kid with my dad and their family. It's like I just took that. We just went to Lou Malnati's.
I fucking love Lou Malnati's.
We just went to Lou's. We went to the original one too. We went to the
the
Lou's
downtown?
Lou 1. Lou number 1 is in like. I want to.
Is it like in Lincolnwood?
It's Lincolnwood. It's by Norwich. It's what is it? Which Lou number 1? We went out there for my dad's birthday.
Lincolnwood.
Lincolnwood.
Oh my God, I
got
better
it.
fucking work. I used to go to the Lincolnwood movie theaters all the time.
Yeah,
with my friends
Lincolnwood.
Caesar and Mark and Chuck.
That's the original one, the old one, and it's all the same. They kept it the same. It's beautiful.
Damn.
But like, it's a big banquet room. These old pizza places.
Yeah.
We are by far the loudest. It's filled with people. Everyone is looking at our table.
Yeah.
Because it's like, my dad wants to know the words. Like, hey, what's your name? And she's like, Lisa. He's like, Lisa! And it's like, that's okay. And she looks like with this, they're like, concerned.
Please.
Yeah, what do you want?
I know. I've had so many like times growing up where like the management has to come to our table and be like, actually on Family Guy once, which is so embarrassing making a Family Guy reference, but on Family Guy they were like, the secret phrase is something no one has ever said. And you find out at the end, like, what was the secret phrase? That Italian family is behaving very well in public.
It's just so loud and heavy, and I had to get used to it as a kid because although I'm a loudmouth performer, those things embarrass the shit out of me in terms of like, I don't like the attention of the people of the room unless it's for the thing. Unless it's for stand-up.
For a purpose.
Yes, but outside of it, I get so...
He's obsessed with all my aunts.
Love them.
You love them all.
They're in-
Do they love
But
you?
I feed into it, of course.
You
course
play,
they
yeah,
do.
you play into it,
Yeah.
right? You give them more.
I'll never forget. He had just done the Chicago theater, and I met his family for the first time afterwards at the after party, and there were about 172 women, all that looked the same. They all had mustaches, so I knew they were his aunts. And his aunts were leaving, and they all have the same hair. And they left about 30 minutes before me. So I'm leaving and I'm thinking, I'm not going to run into any of them. I'm going to go. And like a scene out of a movie, I walk out of the Chicago theater. It's like a misty night. There's steam coming from the ground. And his one aunt is just chain smoking at the end of the alleyway. And she goes, yeah, we're still here.
You thought we left? We didn't leave.
I thought
We don't ever leave.
I thought so. Rodrigo was the first time he met my whole family. Like he met all of them at once
At the Chicago
theater.
Pretty
And
daunting.
I was like, okay, well he's Mexican. He'll be fine. He's used to like So, anyways, you're doing the thing. You meet and greeting. You're saying hi to everybody. I turn around. I look, and my mom and 3 of her sisters are holding on to his hair. Feeling it.
Why?
They wanted to feel how nice his hair was. So all of them are, I'm turning around, they're all...
Give us your hair, Rodrigo. Let us touch your hair.
They're like, look, it's so thick. And he's just standing there while these women are just... I thought, guys, stop touching him.
Can you stop touching that?
It keeps falling.
It's going to go down.
It sounds good.
It
sounds
does?
fine.
All right,
It
I'll
sounds
just leave
fine.
it here.
Yeah, it
I'll
sounds
leave it
fine.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You are a touchy guy. You like to touch stuff.
I am.
What do you guys, in terms of like, because I've known Matteo so well for so long, it's interesting to see somebody so well put together function with him because he is.
Well, this is a mess.
I was going to say, I'm flattered.
Yeah, but you
think
do
I'm
a good show. Yeah, you put on a good.
It's a facade.
It's very
It's
good.
a facade. He's a fucking mess.
But do you share the same love of like his quirky loves, like like Simpsons and cartoons and like? Do you love that stuff too?
Some things
Some
yes,
of it.
and some things no.
Well, Nick loves to here's a typical phone call from Nick. He'll watch a show I've never seen and then tell me the entire show and then afterwards be like, you gotta watch it. He gets very angry
He's
about
never
things
gonna
like
watch
Lord of the Rings. We love watching Netflix Christmas movies together. We
Love 'em.
scream at them
Cute.
at the top of our lungs. But we play Fortnite every night with our friend Donnie and Simmer, who are both
So the video
straight.
game tie is there.
Yeah, and Nick is the worst. He's absolutely awful
Horrible.
at the game.
Been 4 years. I've learned nothing.
Nothing.
I'm
he
there
plays
for the social aspect.
He plays as a
I'm
secretary.
I'm the team morale.
That's why I liked it. Bobby tried to get me to do Call of Duty and all that shit and all that.
He plays as a secretary with a pencil skirt, and when he's running, you hear. from his heels. And then he doesn't learn how to build, doesn't learn how to edit. And our friends Donnie and Simmer and Corey, they're all straight. They're like, you fucking suck, Nick. You're the worst. You're not a team player.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
He's a gaslighting, manipulating monster when we play.
What's the clip that you put up about him walking into the room? I laughed so hard. You guys were playing, I think you're playing Call of Duty, and he
No, that
walked
was
in a
Jacob.
room.
Oh, that was our friend Jacob. When Jacob
thought that
was
was
looking
you.
at the
Another
wall.
gay.
God.
Another gay. Jacob was looking at the wall and he was like, this wallpaper is really cute. We could live here. And then we got shot immediately. I was laughed. That actually is the hardest I've laughed in my entire life. I couldn't pick myself. I have the whole video on YouTube. I couldn't pick myself up. I did a whole compilation of the mean things he says in Fortnite. One time we were playing and we were talking about like when you call like you get like operators, you know?
Yeah.
He goes, one time I was waiting 40 minutes and this woman picked up. She goes, this is Sally from Verizon. How can I help you? I said, Sally, I'm going to immediately need to speak to your manager because I can tell you're not going to be able to help me and I don't want to waste my time with you. We were like, Kim Condon was playing with us. She's like, Nick. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but was he wrong?
No, I
No.
can sense weakness. Also,
tell him about the
it
Chipotle when you got
pisses
into a
me
fight.
off anytime you call customer service and it's robots
Yeah.
for like 20 minutes before you get to a real person.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to a real person, you're riled up.
Yeah.
You
It's
are.
not your fault.
And if they're overly nice, they're not going to help. You just know they're not going to help.
So you need, when you get customer service, you need an attitude-filled, kind of snappy, short person to answer because you know they'll probably get shit done. Because they don't
100%.
want to waste any time with you on the phone
Right.
either.
He
So
got
they'll
kicked
probably
out of
get
and they're
you.
not
Chipotle for
following the
fighting.
book quite.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about Chipotle when you got kicked out
I
of
go to Chipotle every single day for lunch.
No
That's
lie.
not an exaggeration. I go to Dunkin' every single morning, and I go to Chipotle every single
God
day.
bless.
And by the
Duncan.
way, during the pandemic, because he's afraid of grocery shopping, he gets nervous about it. So when
do I.
when they were
I don't.
when they
I
he
hate
doesn't.
it. I refuse to go.
Okay, but
Grocery
during the,
stores are so weird. I don't
It's-
like them.
really?
Oh, it's a layer of hell.
Yeah, I don't like it. It gives me
I
anxiety.
don't know
man.
where anything is.
Yep,
There's
same,
too
hate it.
many options.
Yep.
Why do we have all those options? We
And the
don't need
signs
them.
are wrong. Whenever
Signs
they say
are
they're
wrong.
they're not down
the
that
aisles
aisle.
are not wide enough.
Correct.
I don't know what I want to eat for an entire week. Why am I buying everything on a Monday? I don't know what I'm going to want to eat Friday.
No clue. And I don't want to go back tomorrow to get something
No.
else. No, it's a nightmare.
Under no circumstances.
I'm on your team so
Oh
hard.
my
I
god, you guys are
fucking-
insane.
I hate it. It's also,
like it.
I have such anxiety. I get such bad anxiety.
yeah,
in
I
that
have had I've had anxiety.
I
this
fucking
week.
hate it. It gives me this. It's that bright hum of those fluorescent lights and the shitty floors.
Yeah.
It's something about it gives me like and I get panic. You know when I do
One
go?
time I went, I called him, and right
that
after
was
I was
the-
like, I
so-
left with ice cream cones,
No ice cream.
no ice cream, soup, cereal with no milk,
Well,
and like a loaf of bread.
He goes when New York was shutting down. He's like, I'm not gonna go. I said, Nick, you have to go. He goes, I get Dunkin' every morning because they're closing Dunkin'. I said, you're gonna have to make your own iced coffee. He goes, I'm not Laura Ingalls Wilder.
and I'm not. And my girls at Dunkin', they stayed open longer than they should have.
Duncan is the best. Duncan broke all the COVID rules. They didn't abide by any.
Before COVID, they're
Yeah.
just breaking everything. I mean, they're just like the caution to the wind at Dunkin'
They can't even get
Donuts.
graded. You know when they come grade them, they're like, "Look, it is what it is. We'll just leave." People who come in here know what they're getting into.
Their eggs are a
Yeah.
UFO. I mean, it's none of it's good.
It doesn't matter. It's Duncan. It's hold on. I need to get back real fast. Can I guess your Chipotle order? Can I try?
Yeah.
Because you go every day. Are you a bowl guy?
Bowl.
Okay, so you're a bowl guy, and a piece of me thinks it's you go with the white rice.
Of course.
You go with the pintos. If you're you go black.
I go no beans.
I do black beans.
I do the black too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess pinto because I thought you may mix it. So no beans. And now, have you tried the new whatever the brisket ends or whatever they have? Have you tried this yet?
To what?
Yeah, Chipotle. Maybe it's a regional thing. They have like new brisket now at Chipotle here,
Interesting.
not far from here. Are you barbacoa boy?
Chicken.
A chicken boy.
And also, it's double white rice.
And it has to be plain. And he eats so plain. Plain.
So then, when we go down the aisle here, we're talking no salsa.
I get queso.
Okay, so
That's
not salsa, but
salsa are tomatoes and cilantro.
No,
Queso
salsa is
cheese.
something you dip.
This is a good point. This is honestly, it's like
What are you talking
is a
about?
hot dog a
You
sandwich?
said you're Mexican. Salsa is something you dip.
This is where the gaslighting begins.
No, but there's partial truth to this. It is true.
Salsa-
It is salsa can be defined as anything that you dip. You dip
No, but
chips in.
if you say salsa, you're talking tomatoes, cilantro, and onion.
I am traditionally, but he's throwing a fucking
Queso
curveball
is
in.
queso.
Actually,
By the way, you know what's in
prime
queso?
point.
What's in queso? Tomatoes. They have little tongues of tomatoes. in there.
Tomatoes.
In the queso?
Hell yeah, they cut up little pieces of tomato in
They
there.
got it all in there.
They got it all in there.
But also, Chipotle is a perfect point
bamboozled.
because they have several different types of salsa. They got like the green one,
Yes,
the red
the
one.
tomatillo, or
Right.
they've got the hot, the
Exactly.
spicy.
Let me teach you about Mexican culture.
Thank you. I'd
All
like
right,
to know.
Cheese, lettuce, sour cream.
No sour cream.
No cream. You're a no cream boy.
I don't like sour cream either.
You're wrong about this, by the way. It's so
I don't like
unbelievable.
it.
You get a little dollop. A little dollop will do you right on top.
What are those
Dollop of
dumb
daisy.
commercials like dollop of
Daisy. It
Yeah.
got me. It got me. And I do like sour cream.
Really?
Yeah,
If someone
it's
says
just-
it's in like
just a little.
cheesecake, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's not in cheesecake,
They
is
put
it?
it in sometimes, yeah.
Well, no, I'm not going to eat it anymore. Wait, it is really in cheesecake?
Sometimes.
Some.
Sometimes.
Some people do it. Okay. All right,
You
so
can't
then
actually
no
taste
sour
it.
cream, but we're
I
getting...
do the tiniest amount of corn that they will.
I was just going to ask if you do the corn. Yeah.
How do you ask for it then?
I say as little corn as possible,
Like,
without
you,
being none.
Would you like none then?
You're like,
Because then I'm like, oh, I'm getting a vegetable.
right, you're getting something
Nick,
in
corn
there.
is not a vegetable. It just goes through you. It just goes. It has no nutritional
So
value.
what is it if it's not
corn
a vegetable?
Doesn't corn have like zero nutritional value to it?
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, it does come out the same way it goes in, which I think is pretty bold.
It's a pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty. What an unoriginal
Yeah.
food.
It's me. It's me.
It provides a variety of essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
That sounds vague
Corn
enough to be a
does?
lie.
Corn does.
I thought they said corn has no nutritional value.
It seems
You
like
have
it
no
wouldn't.
nutritional value.
Nick, I'm the one that has
Your
multiple-
mic is on the ground.
Yeah.
It's my dick at this
It's a
point.
dick mic. I love that we gave you the broken mic.
I do too.
All right, I
That's so
deserve it.
perfect.
That's
It-
normally Andrew's.
Yeah, that is my mic. Yeah, that's usually my broken mic.
Slid it over.
Smart. Very smart. Okay, so then chips with the queso. Yes.
Normally I just get the bowl, but
We
it
gotta get the
depends because I
chips.
go every day. My girls sometimes just give me free chips in case.
You got to get the chips because that's how I scoop out the bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
bowl. That's my favorite part.
Oh no, I'm doing that with my fork.
Oh, see, I scoop it out with that's my favorite part is to have the queso dip and then at the very end take the chips and scoop out the rest of the bottom of the bowl with the chips. That's my
My Chipotle. I'm
favorite.
so boring with Chipotle.
You're a
'Cause
burrito guy, aren't you?
No, I get a
He's
burrito bowl,
A psychopath.
but I just want as little as possible because I just really want the protein. So I'll get like half a thing of rice, like barely any rice.
Double steak.
And
But he
I'll-
makes
yeah.
them. But he makes them give him the rice without
No,
the cilantro.
okay. I have that thing where cilantro tastes like soap.
Wait a minute, but the
And in
cilantro
my
is
20
in the rice. It's all over the rice.
But they have it. They have it already made without the cilantro.
They don't.
Yes, they do.
It comes that way.
No. They have it. You say, I want rice without cilantro, and the rice that they have, they cook it. They mix it
Give
with
me
the
the face.
cilantro.
Nick, give me the face that they make when he asks for that. Give me the face that they make. 100%.
And tell them why you won't have the cilantro.
Because it tastes like soap. What do you mean? Why?
Soap. You're one of these guys that says it tastes
Now
like
wait a
soap,
minute. My
right?
23andMe
wants
says you're
attention.
genetically predispositioned to not like cilantro. It's a thing.
On your 23andMe,
Yes,
it
it
says
does.
this.
Yes, it
No
does.
circumstances
Yes,
does your
it does.
genetic makeup
Yes,
say
it does.
you're part Mexican, you're part Irish, you're part Italian. By the way, cilantro is going to taste like soap to you.
Nick,
What?
this may shock you, but genetics are pretty detailed. Yes, it does.
That they
23andMe.
specifically mention
Yes, it
cilantro?
does. Yes,
So when I
it
get
does.
mine, it's going to say, oh, by the way, corn's not going to digest.
This is what I'm talking about. What a monster. I've never liked
I'm
him.
the monster.
I've never liked
Look
him.
up about this cilantro
No, it is.
shit. You have it?
cilantro.
He's
The
got it.
OR6A2 gene cluster is a common olfactory receptor gene that's responsible for absorbing the odor of adhesives in cilantro. Or is a lot of big words. But basically, it is a genetic gene
So it's
cluster
in your
thing.
genes that you don't like. But does it say it tastes like soap?
Yeah.
It tastes like soap.
Well, Miss Thing. Son of a bitch.
But you're 23andMe. That's out of bounds that they put
But that's
that
what
in
it
there.
says. It's not like
That's
I chose it.
insane.
It says like, oh, and you, by the way, this, and that. Da 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 da.
So you say to the person at the counter, I need the rice without cilantro.
I say, can
they
I
roll
have-
their eyes because they're pissed.
I'm always nice. I always say, I'm sorry. I hate cilantro. Do you guys have the right? And by the way, it takes them less than 3 seconds to go scoop it from another place and give it to you. Nick, who gets kicked out for fighting someone in the front of the line.
I was in the right in that situation.
What happened?
You go to Chipotle, so you're going to
Yes.
know.
Yes.
There is a mobile order.
Correct.
If you are basically ordering enough Chipotle for an event or whatever that it's practically catering at that point, order it on the mobile order.
Correct.
This bastard, it is lunchtime rush in New York City. I walk in.
In his
And I
Cruella
see-
Deville coat.
It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. But I was in a fur. I walk in and I see 2 people in line at the lunchtime rush. And I'm thinking, I just hit the fucking jackpot.
Big time.
And I'm standing there and I listen to this bastard order 50 burrito bowls.
Not a real thing. That's not a real thing.
50 because
Who
it was
knows 50 people?
It was a
No one.
class field trip.
Oh,
so
my
he
God.
ordered 50 bowls. And I got pissed. And the workers know who I am because I go there every day. And the line started building up behind me and I got even more pissed. And I was huffing and he wouldn't turn around because he could feel it. He could feel it.
Yeah.
And I started getting everyone around. I go, can you fucking believe this? And I started getting everyone riled up. And then right at the very end, he made the mistake and he turned around and he goes, sorry. Just takes a while. And I go, not if you ordered it on the fucking app like you should have. And he turned his ass back around and they said...
And the manager walked up to him and said, Miss, you're going to have to leave. And this is Nick, though. Nick
Ma'am,
is...
we'll put your Chipotle outside. Go out back.
Nick is petrified. We went to a haunted house the other week, and he was screaming so loud and
handled it
falling to the
well.
ground that the actors broke character and were laughing at him. But Nick also in New York, one time he was crossing the street, and this truck was trying to go, and like Nick was walking, and he honked the horn and goes, get out of the way, faggot, or I'll kill you. And Nick slams his hands on the truck and goes, do it! Kill me!
Do it. I'm a jaded New York faggot. I want to be dead. So today is your lucky day. Kill the faggot like you want. And guess what? He drove away, and I'm still here.
Oh my God. I would, by the way, I am the guy in line at Chipotle with you, huffing and puffing and loving the energy. I would absolutely be the guy in line
He
going,
literally
come on, man. You got to do, come on, man. The mobile order for sure. He's right. And this guy would have been so, see, I would have tried to embarrass him out of line.
But see, you're not in a giant Cruella Deville coat. You're not a 6'4" woman in a big half black, half white coat with giant glasses. He walks in, Cruella Deville, Cruella Deville. Ha! Sounding like Squidward.
I was in the right, and
You were
I stand by it.
absolutely in the right.
Yeah, you were in the right,
That's
Nick.
a mobile
I agree.
order, and we all know it. That's insane. You don't do the 50 is absurd. If it, by the way, same kind of thing at these other places like Sweet Green, any of these like get in line, order down the line thing, any of that stuff. If it's more than 2, cut it the fuck out.
I completely agree.
If it's you and your significant other, or you and a buddy who's not there, fine. But when you get over 2, cut it the fuck out. You got to order it.
Because it's
50 bowls for kids. For
Insane.
kids?
They're never gonna fucking eat them.
Fuck those kids.
Fuck those kids. They're never gonna eat them anyway.
I'd be the kid
Let
that
them
wouldn't
go
eat
get
it.
dollar slice pizza. They're
Right.
lucky they're even
Yeah.
in New York. Jesus Christ.
I said to Nick once on our podcast, I go, what would you do if you had kids? What would your day be like? Well, I guess I'd get her up and get her some Dunkin'.
They have healthy options.
They do have healthy options now. They do.
Put her out in the yard.
Well, yeah, they have to be outside.
Kids got to be in the
Yeah,
yard.
they need sunlight.
I think you think it's a dog.
Well, you take it for a walk.
What would you name your kid again?
Blanche.
But Blanche is perfect. But you have to have all the Golden Girls if you continue to have children. That's what you have
Oh my
to do.
God, Nick as a mother would be so...
We'll get you a kid. We'll get you a kid. I'm on your team, by the way. I do think there are these little tiny rules that people kind of step over.
No,
that
I
are social,
totally, and
it's
especially
social
in New York
norms.
City, like of all the cities in the world, like even LA, it's not as passable as New York City in Midtown.
Yeah.
You can't ask for 50 burritos.
No.
It's just
You're
unacceptable.
also on a fucking field trip to New York City where you don't live, you're here, and you chose Chipotle,
yeah,
that you
shame.
could have got down in any fucking little small Piggly Wiggly town. Get fucked. I hope you're listening. I remember you.
All right, how about I want to know your theory on there's a new internet trend that says if I stand up when I order, if I'm standing at a counter to order food from you, I don't tip. How do you feel about
Never,
this?
not once.
Okay. What do you feel?
Meaning, like, if I'm walking...
This is a big trend on the internet where a lot of these...
Well, because it went a little too far after the pandemic. They're like, you should tip everyone. Okay, fine, we'll tip. We'll tip.
Right.
Even though we're all struggling, we'll tip.
But if you
and
go
now
to a
it's like-
counter to order,
Right.
do you think you still have to tip at a counter-ordered place? He says, Nick says no.
Well, here's
No.
the thing. I went to Shake Shack. I was in Pittsburgh. Where was I? I was not in Pittsburgh. Me and Amina were in... Oh, I was in Milwaukee. And you go to Shake Shack,
Yeah.
and I work there.
Yeah, you work there now.
I walk in.
You do everything
I
now.
open up the screen. I select. I
Yep.
customize. I do this. I gather up, blah, 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 this and that. Da, 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 da. And at the very end, how much? It doesn't say tip or no tip. It says how much do you want to tip.
Right.
I thought, but I
did it.
I just did it. And then they had like 15 minutes left. They were open. I said, could we sit down? Are you guys closing? And she was like, oh, we're closing in 15 minutes. You absolutely cannot sit down. I said, okay.
Can I take the tip back?
Sorry. Yeah, because I think it's like that Seinfeld thing. Like, if they have to see you tip, they should acknowledge the thank you. But now they do this thing. It's like they kind of, they turn it around. I don't know. Like, there's too much tipping
The stand-up
going on.
ordering thing is a weird thing for me because it's like, why? I don't know why I'm tipping. I stood up
Well,
to
what
order and I
constitutes
take
as tipping? Is it like sit-down service waiter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Service.
Yeah, yeah,
Service.
okay.
A service.
Service, I
when you
agree.
provide the service, then yes, I will tip, of course. And I always over tip. I'm a sucker
Right.
for over tipping.
But
But
then you're tipping everywhere. Like, why don't I tip at Michael's?
why? But seriously though, because then why don't?
I'd steal it.
Yeah, you would
get fired.
thief. Yeah, well, you know what? Like, how about if I go to, which not anymore, but like it's just not a thing anymore. But when you go to a department store, you go to the mall or something, and someone's like, "Oh, do you want to try that on?" And we'll set it up for you in the changing room. You don't have to tip that fucking person. They're doing way more work than any other person is doing at those other jobs. They've got to get your fucking shit, refold it when you don't want it because you definitely didn't want it.
I mean, tipping should be optional if you want to tip. That's great. But now that it's offered everywhere, it is a little overwhelming because it's like if I am running around, I'm spending lots of extra money just.
And it's just a way for these CEOs to not have to pay them an
Correct.
actual living wage.
That's really what it is.
So
You're
then
just
we're
supplementing
now,
for them making
Right.
more money, and they go,
we're
well,
now
let's-
responsible to
right.
pay for
But then
their
we
rent.
get the blame because we didn't do
Right.
the tip.
Right, that you're the bad guy.
Right.
Well, you know what they
I'll
do
be
at
the bad
you
guy,
know what they
I don't
do. I know you will. You're the bad girl.
Nick already is the
You're a
bad
bad
guy.
girl.
I'm a bad girl.
I want to have a shirt that says "I'm a bad girl." I want you to wear that when you
By the
walk
way,
into
speaking
Chipotle.
of which, the stepmom from The Parent Trap commented on one of our videos because in his dating app, he was wearing a sun hat and looks
He
like
made me delete it.
it was the worst photo ever. He goes, why have I gotten no matches? It's because you look like you're about to send your stepchildren to boarding school. And then she commented, she goes, being single and having a sun hat's not a crime. It was the greatest thing in the world.
And you made him delete the photo anyway?
Yeah. Guess how many matches I got since?
Pull the photo
Zero.
out. Pull the photo out. Where's your fucking phone? You have to show
I'm
him the
gonna
photo.
show you.
By the way,
Because
is this,
all the
are
photos
you on the
were-
fancy? Is this on the? You're on like the Raya and the fancy one?
He's on Tinder.
No,
Okay.
I can't get Raya because I don't have an iPhone.
That's not a
Don't
real
look at
thing.
me like
Is that a
that.
real thing?
Yeah.
It's only for.
I mean, I'm not on dating apps for obvious reasons, but like when I was on dating apps.
That's a fucking iPhone only app.
Yeah.
Why would that exist? That's a great photo.
Thank you.
That's a great photo, and it's beautiful. The sun kissed. With
Thank
the
you.
Blue sky. What's wrong with that photo?
Shows I'm outside.
You look like
shows
you-
like I could like
you
nature.
look-
I don't.
You don't, but you
it
might.
could.
Yeah.
You look like you're in wit.
Shows like I like being in the sun. I don't.
You have to send that to us so we can show the audience. It's a great photo. In fact, we'll have the audience vote. We'll put up
Thank
the
you.
photo. Have the audience vote if Nick should put it back on the dating profile.
Go
How
ahead,
about
Nick. You put it right back on there.
Because I think it's a great photo. It. By the way, what do you see the most photos of on the dating app? What's like the typical photo that you see? What's the thing?
Shirtless
What's
photos.
the thing you
Yeah.
hear them? I remember when I was on
The
the
shirtless
dating
photo
apps,
thing. That's
a
all it
gay
is.
thing.
Well, that's
What do you mean? No, that's not true. Because I hear it on. He tells me that no. There's dudes that do like fishing or like at a sporting thing, and they've shirts
Oh.
off shit.
yeah.
You're not on the apps, are you?
Well, I don't see men on the apps.
You're such a fucking closed-minded person. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
It's really. It's just no. It's
Can
honestly.
we not
dude,
be homophobic? This is a safe. This is
you
a
felt
safe
that.
space.
It felt. It's like. I don't. We'll talk after the show. That's the
Wait,
kind of stuff
do you
that
have
drives me
HR?
fucking nuts. Yeah, we do.
He's right there.
You're right there with that Chipotle guy. You are this close.
You piece of shit.
I perked up a little on that one.
Wait, I need to know this because I'm out of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I don't know about that. You can only have Raya on an iPhone.
on an iPhone.
And then are all the dating apps significant to each phone? Like, does Android have its own app?
No.
It should. Fight
It
back.
should.
Yeah, fight back. I don't know why that's not a. Why
But then
wouldn't
don't
they?
you say that people only ask you about the Olive Garden on Grindr?
Well, so that's the other problem. It's gotten to the point where, like, on hookup apps or dating apps, people at this point, they just message me about him or our podcast, or they just yell Olive Garden at me. So it's not like I'm getting matches or lucky from it anyways.
It's like our friend Peppermint. She was doing so. Me, my friend Peppermint, and Bob the drag queen were in this video that keeps going viral. Every 6 months, it just keeps popping back up, and it's 30 seconds. And it's we were raising money for Black Queer Town Hall, so we were playing video games on Twitch, right? And so it was the height of
what a world we're living in.
I know,
raising money for Black Queer Town Halls on Twitch,
and we're all in Houndstooth. It was anyways.
Love a good Houndstooth.
So we're all sitting there, and at one point, Jacob, Bob's partner and producer, he's like, okay, so the next game's gonna be called Fall Guys, and you're these cute little blob people, and Bob goes, did you just say cute little black people? And they're laughing. He goes, no, blob people, and you race against, and Peppermint goes, race? And we'll never, it just keeps coming back up and up again, and now Peppermint says she walks around the city, people just yell at her, race? She's like, you guys.
People yell Olive Garden at you?
I was in Rockefeller Center looking at the Christmas tree with my mother, and someone goes, Olive Garden!
What do you say? Does your mother know? Is she aware of it? Does she? Yeah. She knows this. So she gets it.
Is your mom impressed by this? Like you get recognized on the street?
Is she?
Well, yeah. His mom's. His mom's.
Does she like this stuff at all? Does she think it's fun or no?
She thinks it's great that I'm doing it, but she's not easily impressed. Let's just say that.
She's someone who worked.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Got it. Right. Okay. She's a fancy lady.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, I'm here to tell you about ShipStation. ShipStation is incredible. You know, we sell merch in the podcast world. We try to get shirts and hoodies and beanies and all sorts of fun stuff to you guys, and we must use ShipStation. They are the best. The fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers with discounts up to 89% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. The best part about ShipStation is they make everything so simple and convenient. A dashboard for us that is seamless. You can lead your business into the future with technology that is built to save you time. Stop using those at-home Excel spreadsheets and coordinating with people that are distributing your merch and trying to figure out how you're getting it, where you're getting it. Deliver a better customer experience and for yourself with industry-leading features that help you find the best carrier rates, print labels, and make customer service a breeze. Thank God for ShipStation that helps out the business that we are in to get you guys all sorts of fun stuff, no matter what it is, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you got going on. With over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation, and 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. And I got to tell you, we're not going anywhere. I've been with ShipStation for a long time, and I like them very, very much. They get the things that I make for you to have at the comfort of your own home. Scale your e-commerce business with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com. Use the code WHISKEY to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com. Code is WHISKEY. ShipStation.com. Code WHISKEY. Hey, I'm excited to tell you about an app called KALSHI. It's the first legal exchange where you can trade and bet on any event. Any event. KALSHI just got approval to list markets to trade on the outcome of the election, making it the first legal place to trade on the election in 100 years. Pretty cool. Here's the best part about it. Doesn't matter who your political affiliation is, means nothing to them. They want to know who you're voting for. You want to bet on it? You can go ahead and do it. They got markets on who will win the presidential election, who's going to control the House and the Senate, who wins swing states, and much, much more. It's kind of fun, man. If you like sports betting, why not do a little political betting on the side? Who knows who's going to win? Maybe you do. And guess what? Put your money where your mouth is. Right now, Trump and Kamala are trading about 50-50, meaning if you place a bet on either, you will double your money if they end up winning. Easy as that. Pretty good game. Huh? How many games do you bet on that are 50-50 in the sports world? Not a lot. KALSHI has already facilitated over $1 billion in trades, and you can see it. You go on their site. It's pretty cool. They show you everything that's going on. And the election markets now are live to trade, so you can go on there and see how they're trending up and down. And you can sign up using my link, kalshi.com/whiskey. That's KALSHI.com/whiskey. And the first 500 traders who deposit $50 will get a free $20 credit. Put your money where your mouth is, kalshi.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Yeah, my dad's been the mayor for like 15 years.
Did your mom? Was your mom
shit.
a stay-at-home mother, or did she work in?
She worked.
Okay, can I guess? Was she?
It's a town of 400 people.
I would assume. Yeah.
Did she keep the fire going?
Is
for
she?
the town?
Is she? Did she work in academia?
No.
Okay, nothing like that.
What
No.
did she do?
She handled like the insurance for a dental office.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we got free dental.
Did you really? Smile. It looks good.
Thank you.
Smile. Let me see. I haven't even looked at. Yeah, you also have very nice teeth.
I had shitty teeth.
I still have shitty teeth.
then-
I had
No,
braces
you've
that
got
didn't even
nice
fucking.
teeth.
They're all chipped and jagged. They're all.
Oh yeah.
Just
think
years
they
of
look- but it's a
chippy,
nice
jagged.
But they're
smile.
white.
But you know what it is? Thank you. I just my biggest thing. I have had friends that get the veneers and all that stuff.
Oh, never.
And I know here's my problem. Too nice a teeth is a big turnoff for me because it's not who you are. I like a fucking weird
there's
mouth.
a lot
And then
that
you
is
talk
not
differently.
Yet you
and
do talk differently.
Yeah,
You
sure that.
It's a little bit Evan.
You could eat
it's
an
a little bit
apple
Evan
through a
Williams.
picket fence. It gets.
I love that phrase.
I just don't. I have a few friends that have done it, and some people it looks nice, but too
But
perfect.
usually you can tell.
You can always tell. You can always tell.
And I've had a lot of work done. You can tell though.
But too perfect feels
About
weird.
the teeth.
Something about weird mouth. Like even when I was young too, I was always attracted to girls who had like not perfect
Jewel.
just not perfect teeth. Oh, Jewel, mega. Oh my God, such a big crush.
Who can say I'm so Miss Piggy? Kermie? Hi!
I liked a jagged mouth when I was a kid. I liked a girl with kind of a gap tooth. Or
Yeah,
like,
but then once you were getting your dick sucked,
I
you're
was
like,
just
no
gonna
more
say,
jagged
and then your dick
teeth.
got
yeah, cut that
shredded.
out. Yeah, cut that
yeah.
out.
It's enough. Shave
Well,
those things down.
What's the thing that you're attracted to that's a little off like that? What's the thing that you guys like? that
I
you're
remember
like,
my friend John being like, I love a fat neck. I was like, God, I never would have thought of that. I mean, I'm pretty boring. I love big, muscular thighs and big butts. Just
yeah, but that's
get me
not. I'm talking
going.
about a thing that's like an unusual characteristic that you find attractive.
I'm trying.
Nick, you got anything that you find unusually
I'm trying to
attractive?
Nick is a whore.
I was gonna say I have a wide spectrum of who I would
It's a nice way of saying it.
be with.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
If someone
I
said
like bigger noses.
you do like a big nose,
I do. I don't like this sort of like.
You don't like a perfect little Mayflower nose.
No.
Yeah, you like. It's got to have some mixing in there. Yeah, it's got to have some mixing. Yeah, this can't be a straight recipe. Yeah, it's got to be a little zhuzh.
Right, it has to be infused.
That's right, yeah.
It's an infusion.
You
I
don't
like,
have-
I like bigger noses.
The spectrum is wide for you. It doesn't
Spectrum
really matter.
is wide, but I guess something specific that's weird is when a guy has chest hair, but it's only right here,
Just on the tits.
just on the tits.
Like, but nothing down here. No trail. No nothing.
if he has it, fine.
Yeah.
But this specifically,
That's
I'm like,
that's in.
I really.
You have no hair, and this is birth. You've never had chest hair.
no. Wow. I also, my body's dying on the inside. I don't think it could even produce chest hair at this point.
It is. It's going down quick. The ship is sinking.
Yeah, but you're in great shape. So what is this? This is all.
Great
Who's in great
shape.
shape?
You're not in good shape.
Under no circumstances.
Why not? Well, you're thin.
Thin doesn't mean
That
healthy.
is smoking
I didn't say
mirrors.
healthy. I said great shape. This is a nice shape.
Well, yeah, he's tall like a model, but then
I can't even walk a flight of stairs.
he can't. When I got my hair transplants, he's the one who brought me back.
I was his
home,
emergency contact.
and-
Could you imagine?
I said he was the only one in the lobby with a purse. They knew who it was, and
And I ate all the snacks. I got there and they go, okay, well, here are the snacks and bottled water. He's going to need these. I ate them in the lobby and they go, no, sir, no, those are for him. And I said, well, what was for me? Because I'm sitting here waiting for this.
Right.
bastard.
You're doing way more work.
and
Right.
They have me wrapped up, and so we go. And this is when I live in a new place now, but this is when I was living in my 6th floor walk up. And even high as a kite and swollen, I ran up those stairs. Nick by the 3rd floor, he was like, "You're on your own, kid."
I couldn't do it. Also, we got in the Uber and I just go, brain transplant.
I still have the photo of us together. I'm like fucked up, and Nick's
Brain transplant.
mad at me. It was the worst emergency contact ever.
No, it's actually the best because he's there for you.
And there's
Exactly.
No love whatsoever.
I'll be there for you.
You
Oh,
didn't need
friends.
love. You didn't
I'll
need
be
love.
there for you.
Wait, but I'm going to
too.
get back to this. This is
Yeah.
interesting. There is a delineation between being healthy and then good shape. Your shape is a good shape, is what I mean.
Yes.
If you just looked at me facade wise,
Good
you'd be
shape.
like, he probably eats well.
Yep.
He probably works out a little. He's
Yeah.
in good shape. He probably could walk a flight of stairs and
No,
not be out
no,
of breath.
no.
None of the above.
Right.
I'll probably have a heart attack on my way out of here. I just started eating vegetables this year.
And by vegetables,
Really, though?
he
So-
goes,
wow.
well, I bought an air fryer, so I'm going to start doing vegetables. He made Brussels sprouts once, and he's like, I'm a vegetable girl.
Wow.
I'm
I'm not saying I'm eating them every day,
No,
you know,
that's
once
insane.
is enough.
but once
But
a month.
But this sounds like someone that we grew like this sounds like a Midwest meal. But you're
I'm from Pennsylvania.
is Pennsylvania? Yeah,
No,
that's
it's not. It's the
It's a
Northeast.
town of
That's-
700 though.
right, it's a small town.
It's the same vibe.
right. Like is your family in good shape or
Fat.
no? They're all fat.
Don't
Yeah.
you say that to your parents?
All the time.
They're all fat. Yeah.
What do you say to your mom and dad? They're like, the doctor told them I had cholesterol. Something you guys, you're gonna fatten. You're fat.
Well,
you're gonna
they
die.
have grandchildren and they love their grandchildren. They're amazing grandparents. And I
Right.
say all the time, every day when I talk to them, I say, have you walked the track today? Have you eaten any vegetables? No. Have you? And I go, well, I'm not the one that's going to die when my grandchild has graduated high school.
You're not wrong. It's terrible, but that's, yeah. What's the
They
response?
need tough love.
Yeah, that's right.
They just tell me to shut up.
Shut up. Yeah. Did you get tough love as a kid?
Did you receive love as a child?
Yeah. Did they love you?
They did. You know, it's interesting. Every time you ask my mom, do you have siblings?
I have a sister. Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the same dynamic with you. So my brother.
Obviously not, Nick.
Well,
I'm
no,
from a-
hold on. When my brother, who's older, my parents had to do everything for him. When he was applying to colleges, they helped him choose the college. They
Right.
helped him do the application. When he was doing like anything they would have to do. Oh, do you need new sneakers for whatever sport or whatever? Like they'd have to hold his hand. For me, they barely knew what I would just be home and I'd be like, oh, I have district choir next week. And they're like, what? When were you? Oh, I'm class president. And they were like, I didn't even know you were running. Like, it's just like, I just sort
And
of
you're the
did
baby?
everything. Yeah.
Wow, that's usually the opposite.
I know,
It's
'cause
the
I'm the
other-
baby.
Yeah, you're a little spoiled brat.
I don't know. I was mixed with so many
You
cousins.
don't know?
You're a spoiled brat.
There was no. I'm saying I was mixed with so many different cousins. There wasn't like I wasn't like the baby. I was one of 100.
But you do have a baby. I am a young.
You have a baby energy.
Energy. Yeah. You
Yeah,
do.
what I'm insecure.
Well, I have that too, but mine is
Anxious.
also from the pain of like, don't you love me?
Yeah.
Who doesn't pay attention to me? My parents were so quick to be like, go. When I was like, I'm gonna go to California, they were like, okay.
Oh no! When I told my mom I was leaving, I had to call my mom and my aunt Cindy and my grandparents and my.
Yeah.
So when I told my mom that I was leaving, she wept, and that I was going to New York City, even though she was happy for me. And then I told my aunt Cindy. That actually was harder for me to tell my aunt Cindy.
Then your mom?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why. My mom, because my mom knew. I think she was like, "This is what he has to do." But my aunt Cindy and I were like this, and it just was. It was devastating. It still makes me sad because my uncle Mike picked up. He's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hey, Uncle Mike." I'm like, "I'm moving to New York," and he's very like, okay, met you. That's good.
That's good.
yeah.
I'm glad you belong in New York.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of gay shit there too, so that's fine. You'll do fine.
One time, my Uncle Mike, because when I was like 23 when I started doing stand up, and so one of them was at a gay bar, and my whole family came, my grandparents, everyone, and my Uncle Mike went in the bathroom and came out and goes to my Aunt Cindy, goes, "The bathrooms, they're clean." And my Aunt Cindy goes, "Yeah, they're not having semen dripping off the wall." He's like, "Please, Cindy."
What's that? Where's all them holes in the stalls? In those holes so you can say hi to your friends?
Hey, I hope you and your friend, he's my boyfriend. I don't know what to say.
It makes them uncomfortable. Huh?
Yeah, but he was so supportive. But yeah, when I told my Aunt Cindy, we both bawled. We were both bawling on the phone.
You wouldn't move back though. We talked
No,
about
no,
this. You'd
never.
never go back.
No, and
of course you would not go back.
I wouldn't move back, but we've also talked about like, would we ever? Neither of us could live here. New York is really the only place.
I can't live
We're
in
too
here or
high-strung
Rome
for
are the
it.
only
mean,
places
look
I
at
could
us.
live.
You definitely have to stay in New York.
I could not
this is-
function here.
Well, it's funny
No,
because
I
you
couldn't
know what's so
either.
funny though? This city it's changed so dynamically now that if you were like, who belongs in LA? I really don't know. Like I'm comfortable. I'm fine here because it's slower and quieter. It's kind of nice. Like I just don't care anymore about that.
Right.
But
You also have a very established career, so
well,
you're like,
right. It's different. I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But if I'm a young kid and I'm moving this way, to me would be very daunting. I don't know what the culture is for a young kid. I mean, he's kind of my plug into the youth. He's 25, and
You're so young.
I know he's a child.
I'm 38.
I met him when I'm 41. Fuck you. I met him when he was 23, and I said to him, it's weird because when I ask, like, what is the culture
What
of
are the
that
youths
age?
doing?
Well, because when I moved here when I was 23, and it was like,
Are you
just
doing
a different
stand-up?
city? No,
No,
God,
No,
no,
well,
fuck
very
no.
different though, because we were,
Yeah, but he's in our comedy sphere, so he goes
but
to
still,
a lot of these
it's-
things.
it's-
And
right, but even that's different than doing stand-up.
but the bar scene, the nightclub, all that stuff is so different now. Like you spend most of your time at house parties or at somebody's house or somebody's apartment.
Kind of, yeah. Like Yeah, bar life is kind of weird out here. I mean, I prefer a Midwestern bar to an LA bar, but
So they're
I live
dive
on the east
bars.
side.
We have them out here. They're up here in the valley.
So you're going to house parties?
Somewhat, if I do, a lot of it is much more just hangs and,
And
drinking.
describe a house party that you go to. Like, what is it like?
Just kind of just hanging and drinking, and then just.
But how many people?
I was at one over the weekend, and it was a small place, but there's probably like 80 people.
I'd
100
fucking
people.
kill
Damn.
myself.
It's crazy.
I'd sooner kill myself.
It's crazy.
That
It's
was like
crazy.
that's like high school days.
But that's what's happening now in this
Yeah.
culture now. Like, they'll just cram into a one couch apartment and they just mill
New
about.
York is so different. They're like,
Yeah.
get out of my way.
Yeah, no,
We're
it's
not going to
it's
fucking
that's
party.
that's
80
what
people?
this is
No.
now. Or they all live, or there'll be 7 of them living in a. They'll rent a house, you know.
And it's rent.
It's
the musical
and
rent.
it's rent, and it's all rent. And they'll all cram into this house. Now they trash these fucking. It feels like a college town when you see these
Yeah.
houses. That's kind of what. That's what that is now.
Yeah, I don't know. LA.
I just have no concept of that either because when I basically moved to New York when I was 18, 19,
Wow.
Yeah.
and I never really partied as a kid.
He's never
and then when
drank or
I've
done
never
any drugs.
drank in my
What?
life.
Never once.
I've had 3 shots in my life forced upon me at separate times, but I've never been drunk. I've never had a full drink. I've
You have
sipped things.
zero
to see-
desire too. It
zero
doesn't. It doesn't
desire.
interest you at all.
Could you imagine me drunk?
No,
I'm like this sober.
Nightmare. Where I'm
No
like,
one wants
I don't
that.
like drinking, so I have a drink once every like 3 months.
You
I-
like smoking pot still?
No, I don't smoke pot. I like
What?
cigarettes.
Cigarette, yeah.
Oh boy.
He
I
likes
wish
the fags.
I wish I could smoke. I wish I could. I don't, but like every once in a while, I'm like, please give me a cigarette. I love them. Vaping is dangerous. I would love vaping.
Yeah.
I would love it.
That's why I can't get near that.
Just suckling on it.
But
Just-
cigarettes, I do love. Can't smoke them
Do
anymore.
you have any? Damn, that'd be so fun if we could
Hey,
smoke a
hey.
cigarette. Gotcha.
No. No, I did a little. I talk about it on stage now. I was doing sneak smoking for a while, where I hid it from even my friends.
Oh,
I was sneak smoking. I didn't want anybody to know.
Well, the problem is when
I
I
didn't
go
want
to-
my wife to know, but I was also like, because I used to smoke and then I stopped, and
Right.
and she did.
Comics love smoking.
Well, it's the fucking greatest. Because
It is the
when I take
greatest.
a walk by myself, phenomenal.
I know.
It's the rhythm of it. It's there's
also the atmosphere.
Oh,
it just lends
Yeah,
up
it's
to
like
it.
immediately social. When I go to Rome, I go in Rome
oh,
often.
you smoke out there like
Oh
cra-
my
yeah,
god,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the one thing white women have given us is the I don't smoke, but when I'm in Europe, I do because like it's fashion. You know how like white women will always smoke in Europe. So that's me. I'll
Yeah.
smoke in Europe.
But are you buying packs here in the States or no?
No, I would never buy a pack.
You're always bumming. You're snagging.
Always. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fun to bump. Ooh, can I have one? Oh, let's. Can I? My friend Patty's like, yeah, why not?
But that's the problem with the road for me is the road. All those vices are so like.
I'm so boring on the road.
Well, see, that's the quickest time that I'll go eat a bad meal, go drink, smoke.
No, I don't do any of that. When I'm on the road,
Really?
I'm at a gym.
So
I
fucking
order
gay. You're
room
so
service.
fucking gay.
I know, but
To
then
the gym?
But if I bring
Gross.
Amina, we'll go, me and River Butcher and him and I went to the gym.
Yeah.
We were in Cleveland or Cincinnati, and my hotel had a gym, and we were like, "Let's go," and he's like, "We're
I'm a
gonna
liar. I do go to the gym. in the
work
hotel.
out and
But
stuff."
I'll go to the gym on the road. I do, unfortunately, every time I'm on the road because it's my. If I can do this, then I'm allowed to go out and have a couple of cocktails.
I don't like cocktail. I mean, I love margarita.
Love.
If I'm gonna drink, I want a spicy margarita with tahini around the rim, and it's
There's
wonderful.
that Mexican coming out. Just a little bit of tahini
Just
on
a
the
little
rim.
tahini.
That's something that you get when you get to this city that I know if you don't really dig into it, you don't get it. But you go to East LA, you want some good Mexican food, Mexican
Yeah.
culture. That's the thing that the city has that no one gives love to, where they're always like, it's Hollywood,
Mexican
it's
food
LA.
in New York is nowhere near as good as it is in
No
LA.
fucking way. It's terrible.
But Italian food in New York is way superior.
100%.
than
Yeah,
LA.
it is. We've got a few good spots that are, either old or they're new chefs from New York that have opened up restaurants over
I
here.
went to a place last night with Nicole and Sashir, and the waitress, I thought she was Indian. So then I heard her say one word, and then I flipped into Italian. I go, parla italiano? And she was, come no, certo. And then we started speaking Italian. She's from Italy. So then I was like, okay. And then I started asking her, what's the chef? How's the sauce going to be? What's the
wow.
pasta? Blah, blah, blah. And then so she told me what to get to have the best pop. So I was like, okay, LA, you better work.
You hate this, huh?
He finds one everywhere we go.
I love it. It turns me on. I love it. When he does it, I let him fly. I sit there with a smile on my face, and he's chirping up. Where were we at last time we went to go eat Italian
Ribalta.
food? Yeah, Ribalta. That's right.
Oh,
that was fucking
Jesus.
great. No, it was great.
And
he
Krista Stefano loves Ribalta.
It's a good
Ribalta was
restaurant. just at this point, we got to find another.
Well, no, he knows everybody in that
No, La
fucking place.
Devozione. We
He's
go
the
all the time.
mayor.
Yeah.
We go to La Devozione.
True, we did.
He's your dad of Ribalta.
He is.
He's really,
Do
he
you know
runs the
Do
ship.
you know the pasta queen on Instagram? She looks like Sofia Vergara, but she's Italian and she's beautiful and she makes pasta. And
the
she's
pasta queen?
literally stunning, and she's so much fun.
Are you friends with this woman? Do you hang with her?
Well, so we chat every once in a while on Instagram, and then you gotta.
Oh, I do know who this is. I've seen
Yeah.
her before. Yeah.
So she's very famous in the world of
4.7 million fucking followers.
Yes.
We got to get into pasta queening.
Yes.
Yeah, she's incredible. She got her Nona's apple pie. I have seen these.
Yeah. So I went to my favorite Italian restaurant in New York, La Devozione. Ciao Alessio. And it's the best. It's the best pasta in New York. But Alessio texts me. He goes, "Come tonight. There's a surprise." Okay. So I go. I bring my friends Sean and Jamie.
But did he say it in English?
And he doesn't speak any English. He also barely speaks Italian. He speaks Napolitano. So even I'm like, I'm not really sure what
He just
you're
has to go
saying.
slow, and you can catch some of it.
I would say I understand like 60% of what he says.
You do. You
Oh
know
my
most of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
God,
I'm
Mr.
Napolitano. The ice cream.
So just the strawberry and vanilla. So then, there was an empty seat next to me because they cook right in front of you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I heard Matteo, and I turned, it was the pasta queen.
Wow.
I was starstruck. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love you so much. She was like, we were hanging out. And
Do you guys do now? Is it a proposal to do videos with her?
I'm moderating some interview with her in New Jersey a couple months. But we want to do something
Because you're still
together.
doing cook videos.
Yeah, I
you have
released
a
my
book?
cookbook. It comes out in April. It's called Your Pasta Sucks. I'm dead serious. That's what it's called.
Who's putting this one out? Who's
Chronicles.
Okay. Your pasta sucks.
Your
coming
Pasta
out in
Sucks,
April.
a cookbook with Matteo Lane. It's
How
half
great.
recipes, half just stories. I just tell stories.
And who will be appearing in that book?
Nick, there's a whole interview back and forth between me and Nick. on how
Chef
much he-
extraordinaire.
What can you cook?
Nothing.
I don't cook.
Absolutely nothing.
No, you have to make
No,
something.
I could cook.
There's
No,
something.
you can't. Absolutely not. You make your Christmas cum cookies every fucking year
Okay.
that suck, and you can't make anything else.
But they taste good.
No, you can't. How much pepper did you put in your Kraft macaroni?
It
and
was
cheese?
one accident.
It was rough.
I
Nick
could follow a
can't-
recipe.
No, you
I
cannot.
find cooking stressful.
It is.
And he makes these
But
cum
I could
cookies.
well, I could make pasta.
No, you cannot.
He cannot. You
He
think
cannot
no.
make pasta
Okay.
whatsoever.
No,
We did
Pasta Queen can barely fucking make pasta according to him.
we made a video of our version of making red sauce, right? And so he went first. Not only does he use a jar of
Prego.
Prego, but he puts butter in it too. So he's got butter,
I like the
Prego, Kraft Parmesan cheese, and when I say a mountain of pepper, I mean so much pepper that everyone in the kitchen's like, oh, it was awful. It was awful. It was really, really
Can't be
bad.
that bad.
And then he's got his
Nah.
Christmas cum cookies, which are supposed to be like Christmas, like
First of all, they are based off of Italian wedding cookies. So if someone was really
it
Italian,
looks like
they would
he
know.
just made some shit
I just
shortbread
am
and
not good
just
at
jizzed
waiting.
over every
Yeah.
single
But
one.
you like them, you say.
and I won't eat it.
You said they were good.
No, I didn't.
He said
I
they were
said they
good.
were good.
He said they were
Right.
good.
He knows they're good.
They're good.
I will never go
They're
near
also
them.
cum cookies. He would love it.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
They're right up his alley.
More frosting.
No pun intended.
So no cooking at all. It's never going to happen for you.
I do enjoy baking. I got a KitchenAid mixer from my mom.
Love a
How
love a
often do you
KitchenAid
use
mix.
it?
I actually use it for my YouTube videos. I
That's-
made homemade
so
pizza.
far,
I made
that's-
homemade pizza.
That's 3.
No, I made cum cookies, homemade pizza, chocolate chip cookies.
Have you ever delivered some cum cookies to your parents? Have you brought those home?
Your mom would be like, oh,
I did
God,
actually.
Nick.
You said, Mom and Dad got some cum cookies for you.
Yeah,
Diane.
They would eat them. My mom has a sweet tooth, and she's a cum dump.
She work at Pizza Hut?
She's Sarah from Pizza Hut. She would love them. Other than that, no. Cooking's too stressful. We tried to bake cookies one time together, not for a video, just literally out of the
It
Christmas
was the Chris spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
We fucked those up.
So, to be
bad.
Just chocolate chip cookies?
no
No.
sugar.
Oh,
So
sugar
we didn't
cookies.
realize there's 2 types of sugar cookie recipes.
There's the
One,
rollout ones,
right, that
or
are
the
meant to stay
ball.
flat. So when you make shapes, they stay.
I've done
they
the
keep-
roll,
they hold
only the
shape.
rollout ones.
And
So-
then there's the ball ones.
Ah,
Well,
is that,
we
what is that
didn't
sort of-
fancier? The one
Well,
We
they're
did-
meant to expand.
So
Yeah.
we didn't realize that the sugar cookie recipe we got was the one that meant to be flat. So we rolled them all up, and then they stayed. They were
a ball of sugar.
Just little sugar
hard,
nubs.
hard, and we kept pretending to like it. It was bad.
I ate them.
Have you ever had Swedish cocoa balls?
No.
This is one of my favorite things.
No.
My wife's family does them. So you ever had Swedish?
Is
Do we
she
have? do you have-
Swedish?
Yeah. Have you ever had Swedish cocoa balls at my house? No.
don't think so.
Holy fuck, they're my favorite. It's kind of like an. It has a similar taste of like an oatmeal flavored cookie with the oats, but it's rich cocoa and then rolled in sugar crystals.
Oh, that
And
sounds good.
It's always got either brandy or whiskey, or it's got a little something
Kick
inside
to
of it.
it?
Just a little something.
Does your wife cook a lot?
She does. You know, it's funny. We go through spurts of like, hey, let's fucking make a bunch of shit at home. But then because of what we do, we're never home. We're always on the road or always coming and going.
What's your meal you cook? Like, if you have to cook a meal, what is it?
It's boring. It's always boring. It's always just like meat and veg. It's always boring. It's like a marinated barbecue chicken.
See, I don't know how to grill.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
we're coming over. We're watching the Chicago Cubs game. You're inviting us over, and you're like,
love.
I'm gonna make some apps.
See, I'll cut you off there. If you're coming over and we're watching a thing, my wife can't wait to order something for everybody.
Okay, where are you ordering from?
She would probably get like a
Domino's.
what did we do? We did the Verst House. We did like an array of different kind of sausages. It was like a bratwurst, Italian sausage, hot dog.
I like Italian sausage.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I saw Vienna beef.
Yeah, we know you
Something-
do.
We have Vienna beef here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw.
we
I
have
got
it
so excited.
Yeah, it's good.
I was like, Vienna beef. It's the only hot dog
No,
I
it
like.
would be like an order. That would be like an order catering thing. She'd want to do a catering thing, or we would get our favorite, and I won't say it out loud because it's close, but it's our favorite Mexican food catered to the house.
Taco Bell.
Chipotle.
Thank you. He got it. How could you miss that?
Yeah,
it's right
what are you
there,
talking
dude.
about?
It's right there.
you
Lots of
been
sour
paying
cream.
attention?
Lots of sour
Under no
cream.
circumstances.
Well, I can't cook. I can't cook anything of value. I cook meat and potato. Meat and veg.
Honestly, I cook.
Like I don't have a great recipe that I
Yeah.
make a thing.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I cook. I know where my strengths are. Like my sister has a garden bigger than this whole studio. She makes everything homemade.
In New York?
And no, she lives in Chicago.
In Chicago.
She's
I was
in
like,
the
no fucking
south,
way.
South
Where?
suburbs, so she's got a lot of space.
Down in
And
Beverly?
She's got like pumpkins and zucchini and this and that. She really can cook. She makes homemade bread, homemade butter, homemade this, and like. I mean, I'm really good with Italian food, like a lot of Roman and Naples cooking. I'm really, really good at, but I'm not good at anything. I hate you so much, Nick.
I'm doing
I've
nothing.
never
It's
liked
him.
you.
What are you
I've
talking
literally
about?
never liked
It's my
you.
fault.
I would
That was my
literally
fault.
never do that.
I don't think he's a good person.
I've
he
been
has
nodding
no
my head
redeeming
saying
qualities.
he can do that. He can't.
He
He's
can't.
the one acting up.
The internet's gonna say you guys are like the gay me and Bobby, but the irony is
You're the gay.
we're the gay me and Bobby. You're the straight bad friends. It is incredible. Your relationship is perfect.
Oh, it's a
No,
nightmare.
it's wonderful
When we were
because
playing,
the love is so obvious.
it's
Well, you're not there.
not there.
See,
When we
See
were
that,
playing,
though?
when we play Smash Brothers, is when you really see.
It's when we first became friends. We were playing Smash Brothers as a group.
Yeah.
All of our
me,
friends.
Bob Monet.
how long ago
Jacob.
was this? How long?
This is you came in late to the group, so 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long is that.
I'm not gonna do that.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm
math.
actually good at math.
Are you?
No.
8 times 6.
48.
6 times 8.
48.
God bless. Very good. What happened? So Smash Brothers.
Oh,
We were playing Smash, and he plays exactly how you think he would. Like
what does that mean? Let him answer that question. What is that supposed to mean?
Like a little bitch.
How do you think I play?
Complaining, whiny,
No.
defensive. No, like a bully. You go nuts.
So he chooses fat ass Jigglypuff, floats his little ass up there while we're all
So
fighting,
you can't be touched. Yeah.
and then at the very end,
And then when I see someone weak, I go, and then they knock off, and I get all the kills.
it
Right.
would piss me off. And this moment,
Strategy.
which we talk about still in
It's
this,
legal.
Yeah.
we talk about this moment still, and it truly, I think, defined what was then to become of our friendship. I was not actually pissed, but I was pissed. I was like,
Annoyed. It was very
I was
annoying.
so annoyed.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
And
This stupid fat fucking pink cunt floating in the fucking corner, then just zooming in after I've done the work.
so I was going home. I was going home. And he can get very sensitive and very gullible.
Yeah, well, that one's even more so, yeah.
And I, without knowing me, I'm going to gaslight the shit out of that. I'm fucking putting lighter fluid on it.
Yeah.
So I go, I'm out of here. And he starts and he goes, are you actually mad at me? I'm ignoring
So
him.
cute.
I'm not even acknowledging him.
Oh.
So I go around the room and I go, Bob, thank you so much for having me over. Jacob, it was so nice meeting you. Anyways, guys, everyone have a great day. Did not say goodbye to him, nothing. So then he kept going, no, Nick, you have to say goodbye to me. Nick, you have to say goodbye to me. And I left without saying goodbye. And then I started a group text with everyone, including him, and listed everyone's name and said, thank you all for such a wonderful night, and left his name out.
But we get our revenge now. On Fortnite, Donnie and Corey and Gavin and Simmer just are like, they're straight guys
They're
from
just as
Pittsburgh
mean.
who play hockey. They're like, Nick, listen, this is Donnie. Nick, listen to me when I say this to you. You are the worst player I've ever played with. You are fucking awful, Nick. Well,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Hate the
I
game.
gaslight the shit out of them.
I love that.
And then we occasionally, like one night, because on Fortnite you can do fill. Like have you ever played Fortnite? So if you're doing like a squad and you don't have 4 people, you can play fill and it gives you some random person. And the one night we were given someone random, and one of them were like, well, go over and see if they're chatting. So they go over and check, and they get back and they go, Nick, you have to get in here. He's talking shit about us. Well, of course, I have to get in there. And it was this little kid pretending to like be streaming. And he's like, these guys suck. I could take them all, chat. Listen to this chat. So I get on there and I was like, we suck. You keep fucking dying. And then at one point he says something like, I'm going to roll out of here. I'm going to roll out of here. And I said, you can't roll anything, or whatever I said. And he did what kids do that piss me off. And he goes, did you hear that, chat? I feel uncomfortable. This older guy is making me feel uncomfortable. And I don't give a shit. I go, you want to know what makes me uncomfortable? A teammate that keeps fucking dying. How about you play the goddamn game?
he's the worst player on the team. He can't do anything.
I was dead already.
Of course you're dead. We have strategy in the game, and Nick just in his heels and pencil skirt runs head into
I snipe from a distance, or they use me as a distraction.
The distraction's smart. Put him out there.
He is a
Front
good
line.
sniper for some reason.
I am a good sniper.
It's very strange. Like all of a sudden we'll be like, we're fighting, and you just hear, because when you hear their shield crack, you'll just hear like, and he goes 110 headshot.
You're like when people choose choose odd job in 007.
You cannot play. I always played as Natalia.
Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. That's the cheat though. The odd job is
Odd
that's
job.
like the
No odd
ultimate
job.
cheat.
License to kill, complex, automatic power weapons, no odd job. Those are my rules. I'll kill anyone. I'm so good at it.
Can I ask,
Yeah.
where did the name Whiskey Ginger come from?
Well, a whiskey and ginger, a traditional drink with whiskey and ginger ale. It's like an old.
Oh, that is the name of a drink.
Well, it's an old kind of traditional whiskey ginger. Yeah, whiskey
okay.
ginger.
Also, the red hair.
I am a ginger. And this show, typically, although not drinkers, we have a sip of a cocktail on the show. And it started as a show where I would talk to people about the first time they ever had a drink. And people started to
Well, it
divulge
was
stories.
1934.
There it is.
And I was living at the plaza.
Leah Deputy.
Leah Deputy.
But that's where it came
Red
from. That was the
buttons.
beginnings of whiskey ginger. And this.
How old were you when you had your first drink?
I was
13.
13. Yeah, 13.
Jesus, Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a sip of a beer when you're like 9 or 10 at like a family
Yeah.
function. Somebody
course.
leaves one out, and that's just a normal thing to do. And then your uncle's like, "Hey, he's drinking a beer," and it's like a whole thing. But yeah, the
Also,
first.
we would have a little wine with dinner sometimes.
Yeah, that was not a big deal. That was our booze was never like a
Taboo.
no, not at all. It was very in the Midwest. It's like, and he's a Midwest kid too.
Where are you from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Oh,
real
Minnesota.
real alcoholics over there.
You betcha.
No, it's just kind of like it's such a customary thing that you don't. It's not like bad. So I think it does this thing culturally where everyone kind of just drinks and no one says, look, do people have drinking problems in these places? Big time. But I think it was just who no one gave a shit. I mean, when I was 13, 14, I think that was the first time I got fucked up. And then And then one of those, I don't know, you've never had this, but like if you drink so much of something and you can smell the smell of it again.
Crown Royal.
See, everyone has one. If you have one, what's yours? Well, you're not even there.
Honey
You-
Jack.
Honey Jack. See,
What is that?
it's a Jack Daniels
honey.
with honey flavor.
But what kind of liquor?
Oh, it's
is
whiskey.
Jack Daniels?
Whiskey. Mine was Captain Morgan's. The fucking
Oh,
the smell
I
of that
still
shit.
don't like
And what
Captain
is that?
Morgan.
It's a rum. It's a spiced rum.
I'm not a rum person.
No. But this was just because it was easy to get and it was cheap.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
To this day, the bottle, if I see it somewhere,
Tequila
I'm like,
by
nope.
itself, the smell of it makes me gag.
Because you've gagged on it before.
I've thrown up
Oh,
many a
he's
time.
gagged on tequila before. Trust and believe.
But I do love margaritas.
Yeah, because it's doused with lime and fucking juice. Yeah. All right, let me say this. I love you.
I love you too.
And I love you. This is a great.
I love you
This is
too.
this is a great, beautiful,
Heard you
blossoming
say that to
future.
anyone.
I would never say it to you.
That's right. Your book comes out, then your special comes out. This is obviously much earlier than that, but it goes. Book comes out in
April,
May. The special comes out.
Yes.
In-
But also see me on tour. They can't
But
stop talking.
please
tour.
come see the kid on tour. Can't stop talking.
MatteoLaneComedy.com.
MatteoLaneComedy.com. Also, please watch the podcast wherever you get it, wherever you listen, it's on YouTube. But I mean, also if you're a listener, whatever you ingest to keep this train moving. We end the show the same way with one word or one phrase for you to know. It used to be a word. People were like, I don't know. So they would say a phrase, a word of wisdom, whatever you've got. But do it into that camera right there, one at a time, whenever you're ready. One word to end the episode or a phrase.
Pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.